Welcome back to part 2 of the video series. Here's our gold. It looks beautiful. Caramel brown colored, pure gold powder. The solution settled off completely. What I'm going to do now is rinse that all off with some hot water. And I'm going to reconfigure the fume hood here, and we're going to do the next evolution. I'm not going to show the rinsing. I'm just going to do it off camera because you've all seen that before. And then when we come back, I'll have the fume hood set up for our next reaction. I've got my gold up here on a hot plate stirrer. I've got a funnel up here that's got about half a liter of 29% hydrogen peroxide. And so what we're going to do is we're going to set up to dissolve this gold one more time using hydrochloric acid and some hydrogen peroxide. I'm going to add about 500 milliliters. I'm going to fill it to the 500 milliliter mark with hydrochloric acid. I'm adding a stir bar. Let's see if we can get some stirring going on. Not yet, because the gold's, well, there we go. What we'll do is we'll put that stir bar on a low speed. And now what I'm going to do is reach up here and start dripping in just a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. Just a few drops at a time. There we go. Just that little bit. I'm going to add some heat down here now. It takes a lot of heat for this reaction. And so we'll just sit here and drip the hydrogen peroxide in and try to dissolve our gold a third time. Here you can see the solution's already starting to turn yellow as the reagents cause the gold to begin to dissolve. So what I'm going to do is put it on time lapse and see if we can capture the entire dissolve sequence on time lapse. Here we go. As you can see, the gold is completely, well, nearly completely dissolved now. I'll keep going with this until I get it to every bit of it to go into solution. And then we'll turn it off, let it cool down, and proceed from here. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I've used most of the hydrogen peroxide this morning, dissolving the gold. There's still a little bit of undissolved gold down here. What I think I'm going to do, this is nice and cool now. I got pulled away to a sale that my wife wanted me to go to. We bought a bunch of silver. I've got a gold-filled pocket watch here. We bought some karat gold, and I've got some sterling silver plates and a spoon in there. And this is a good way to hold precious metals. You do not have to go out and buy bullion. You can hold your precious metals in this form, and they'll track right on up with the bullion price. You don't have to refine it like I do. The only reason I refine it is because it's my hobby and I love doing it. But you can hold these metals just like they are without refining it. Think of it as an offline savings account. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and filter the gold that we do have dissolved with the hydrogen peroxide and hydrochloric acid. I dissolved it this morning. Let's go ahead and get this down off of here. Get our stir bar out of here. And now we'll go ahead and pull it through this filter. The stuff that we do have dissolved, we'll go ahead and pull this through our filter. I mean, this should be absolutely high purity chloroauric acid solution with no contamination in it. And we're going to go ahead and filter it anyway, just in case we got any kind of contamination solids in this solution. Okay, I've got all the gold solution into our funnel. And now what we'll do is, if you notice, we've got some gold left down in the bottom of our beaker, not very much. What I'm going to do, see a little bit left down in there, is add some hydrochloric acid. Set it back up on the heat up here. Adding some heat, and we'll turn our stir bar on real slow. Get that thing motivated. And now I'll get up here and start the flow, just dripping it in like we did earlier. And we'll try to get the rest of this gold to dissolve. Okay, what we've got here is still a little bit of gold left in solution. I'm adding 29% hydrogen peroxide, a little bit at a time, to try to get the rest of it to go. It does not like to go into solution. The last few bits of pieces of gold that's in there doesn't want to go into solution. If I got a whole bunch in there, it'll go right on in. But with those last few chunks, it doesn't go in well. Somebody came up with an excuse, or not excuse, but a reason why it does that, and it sounded very plausible to me. So if whoever that was could give us that information one more time, that would be greatly appreciated. I've got a 5-liter beaker here. What we'll do, without making a mess, hopefully, we're going to transfer this filtered solution. You can see how crystal clear it is. Nice and clear solution. And we're going to transfer this now down into our beaker. I've got our gold solution in this beaker. I'm going to move this down out of the way. I'm going to put the filter back in here. I think what we'll do now is just go ahead and add the rest of the hydrogen peroxide that I have here. And if it doesn't all go into solution, what we'll do is we'll just commit those few little crumbs of gold that are remaining to our waste container and just proceed from here to the next reaction. I think that's just about all we're going to get. Those last few crumbs, we're going to have to go ahead and put that in our temporary waste container, and we'll recover that later on when we process our waste container. So now we're going to go ahead and shut this off, let it cool down for a minute. That tiny bit of gold that's left down in there, what we'll do is just add that to my temporary waste container and recover it later. Here you can see there's pretty much nothing in our filter, no contamination. Set up for our next reaction. start some sulfuric acid flow down into our gas generator. I've got sodium metabisulfite slurry down in there, and this sulfuric acid dripping down in there will react and form SO2 gas. You can see over here, we're now flowing gas. So we're going to purge the system of the air. Now we're going to set our tank up here. This is going to be our chloroauric acid gold solution. Here you can see the sulfuric acid reacting with the SMB in our gas generator to form the SO2 gas. And what we're going to do now is, this reaction happens best when we've got a dilute solution. So we're going to add some distilled water to our gold solution here. Fill it up to about the 3-liter level with distilled water. There we go. We're going to start dripping a little bit more acid down into our gas generator and get a good gas flow going. There we go. You can see that. SMB reacting with the sulfuric acid, forming SO2 gas. Now what we'll do is we'll insert our delivery tube into our gold solution. We're going to bubble SO2 gas through here and precipitate out the pure gold with SO2 gas. This is always a fairly spectacular reaction to watch. Let's put our little timing device here so we can kind of keep track of time. What do we do? We got some kind of glitch here. All right, I found the glitch. It was up here. The pressure of the gas caused the cap to come off up here on the addition funnel. I've got a vented addition funnel, an equalizing addition funnel. Here we go. We're going to try to precipitate out our gold with SO2 gas. See the pure gold starting to form. Look up here on top. We've got pure gold forming up on top of the surface of the chloroauric acid solution. See the big chunks of gold getting so heavy that they won't float on top of that solution anymore, and then they begin to drift down into the bottom of the beaker. I always forget to do this. You get in here and get a little bit of solution on a piece of filter paper. Test it with some stannous to show that we've got gold in solution. I think we're getting ready to fly shoulder. There it goes. That looks great, man. That looks like spectacular. Oh my goodness. Look at that. I'm going to get in here and get another stannous test. Still got a little bit of gold in solution, so we'll keep bubbling the gas until we get a negative stannous test. We should have it by now. There you can see negative stannous test means all of the gold has now been precipitated. I'm going to shut the flow of acid off down into our gas generator. Now what we'll do is get this delivery tube out of here. Been up since 5:30 this morning. I've been running all day with Mrs. Three Tips, going to sales. We found some gold, we found some silver, and we've got our pure gold in this batch precipitated for the third time. And what we're going to do now, I guess, is we're going to call this part 2 and conclude the video right here. In part 3, we'll get the pure gold out of here, and then we'll do some stuff with it in a part 3 video. This will conclude part 2. Thank you for watching.